Well, guys, it's been a while. Took a job on the road and was basically disconnected from the world for the entire trip. I was out in the sticks. There was no internet service. And basically what I was doing wasn't something anybody wanted to see anyway. So we didn't have any videos for a while. We're back at it and worked on a car and last couple days and grabbed some footage and figured you guys would like to see it. Now, I would like to give a couple disclaimers before we get started with this. The first thing being, I don't condone going out and flogging somebody's car. But in this particular situation, the only way I could make the car replicate the problem that the customer was having was to take it out and drive it pretty hard. The issue was it was leaking gas. And when I drove it gently around, while I took it to the gas station and filled it up with gas, I could not make the car leak gas. So the only way I could do that was take it out and just drive the dickens out of it, and then it would leak gas. So when you see the footage, that's what's going on. And disclaimer two, particularly with cars, I do not like jerry-rigging things. I want things fixed right, properly, with the correct parts, and that was not an option on this. I mean, I guess it was if you wanted to put an exuberant amount of time and money in the car. The problem was an emissions fitting had broken, and it was going to require the fuel tank to be removed. Well, in this particular car, it's 10 hours to get the gas tank out of it, and then another 10 hours to put the gas tank back in it, because you got to pull the entire rear suspension out of the car. And it was a hole from the factory that was there. So you'll see how I fixed it, and the car's fine. There's no check engine lights. There's no problems with the car. So you will see that, but don't think because I did this on this car that that's how I do everything. No, you need to fix things properly. You need to fix things right. The car will be going in probably first of next week to get an exhaust system fixed on it. The parts are ordered, and we'll have that buttoned up, and the car will go back to its owner then. We're also going to put a cabin filter in the car because it's got a musty odor, and we can't find any reason for it. So I got to looking and found out the car was one of the rare oddballs that actually had a cabin filter in 03. So we're going to throw that in there and get that straightened out. But I hope you enjoy the video. Hope you enjoy seeing what I did. And I'll talk to you after the video. Alright, folks. Well, we are here at the salvage yard. I needed to use their lift to work on the car. As you can see, we had a little mishap over here. And here's the other issue. This is the primary issue here. So we were leaking gas, and what it turns out is somebody at some point in the past has jerry-rigged the car. Here's the fitting they had just shoved in the gas tank and silicone on it. There's actually a little hole right above this ledge here that they have drilled and stuck that fitting in there. And what's happening is the car started leaking gas, and the check engine was on, showing emissions faults. So we could pull the whole tank out, and given that this car spent a rather brief period in Illinois, and you can see it's got some mild surface rust from it, so pulling the tank out is going to be a bear. So what we're going to try first is we're going to try to seal this fitting back in the tank properly with the correct sealants. Alright, so we've got this tied up. We are not going to be driving the car around like this. This is simply so when the new converter comes in, we can drive it to the shop to have the exhaust replaced. This is not in any way a permanent solution. This is just to keep it from dragging on the ground. And we are currently waiting for the epoxy to cure, as you can see. Well, it's up there somewhere. Alright, let me see if you can see up in there. Just waiting on it to cure. Hopefully that'll work. Alright folks, well yesterday's fix didn't work. It leaked, and it was worth a shot. It didn't cost much anything to try it. So come up with a different solution. We're just going to plug that hole. That hole's going to be really easy. I can run a screw in it, I can plug it, I can do any number of things. But we'll plug that hole up, and then we're just going to put the emissions over in here into the fuel neck. This will get it away from the fuel altogether. It's still going to be able to pull fumes from the tank like it's supposed to. It just have a T right here somewhere. And I think we'll be better off for that. Just eliminate the problem altogether and move on. Alright, here's the end result. I tried to drill it up as high as I could. So we got the connection here up out of the fuel for the most part. This is higher than the fuel line in the tank. So this is completely out of fuel, but it should still suck the fumes. I found a self-tapping screw that was the same size, actually a little bigger than the hole, so I ran that in, and then I put the sealant over top of it. So we'll try this again, and hopefully that's the end of this. Hopefully that will solve the problem and we're done. If not, it's awful easy to undo this part of the mess and come up with a different solution. But really, if this leaks, it should be pretty easy to find some sealant for rubber and seal that up. So I'm not particularly worried about it, but there we go. Well, hope you enjoyed the repairs on the Subaru. Once again, like I said, this is not really the recommended way of doing things, but it worked. It got the car fixed, and it'll go back to the customer, and the customer will have relatively little expense in the car rather than spending, well, probably over $1,000 to replace the fuel tank, which is just, that's not really an option on this car. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked, click like below, subscribe, and leave your comments. If you don't like what I did, comment. Tell me I'm an idiot. I would like to hear your input. So thank you guys for staying tuned and watching what's going on, and I look forward to hearing from you. Y'all have a great one.